Hey, what's up, everyone? For returning visitors, welcome back. And most definitely, shout out to you guys. To new viewers, thanks for tuning in. And if you enjoy the content, please drop a like on the video, as it does help my channel grow and get the videos out to the public. We have a lot to get into in this video, so without further ado, let's get right into this one. Alright, so David Griffin and our front office and Swin Cash and Trajan Langdon and all of these people have a big decision coming up ahead of the trade deadline, which is in a few weeks, and they officially revealed how they want the New Orleans Pelicans to look for the near future. They officially said they want the team to be built around Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram. Zion Williamson, you know, he's been killing the league, and just in the month of February alone and up to now, he's been averaging about 29 to 30 points per game, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and has been selected an all-star for this first time of his career, which we will see many more of that to come. And also Brandon Ingram, who's continuing to build his game, averaging right now about 23 points per game, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. The New Orleans Pelicans want to build their team around these two guys. Now, the big question to answer is, who else do they want to see be a part of this team before the trade deadline? Throughout the season, the New Orleans Pelicans have already thrown out the idea of trading for Kelly Oubre from the Warriors, Wendell Carter Jr. from the Bulls, Aaron Gordon, Orlando, Luke Kennard, Kyle Lowry, and even trading for Kemba Walker. And as of yesterday, they even threw out the fact that they want to trade for Larry Nance or Zach LaVine. Throwing these Pelicans names in the mix to go and get these guys. Throwing Lonzo Ball in the mix, Eric Bledsoe, J.J. Redick, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and Jackson Hayes. And how could you even forget about Josh Hart? Josh Hart was not thrown in the mix, but Josh Hart is on a contract year. So are they saying Josh Hart is safe to stay with the New Orleans Pelicans? Because his name was not thrown in any trades. Josh Hart is averaging 9 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists per game right now. And his guard responsibility is the big takeaway. He guards at least 2 of the top players of every single team that we play. But what type of contract would you give Josh Hart should the Pelicans keep Josh Hart? I say you give him a contract around $13 million. There are going to be people willing to pay high dollar for a defender who's a versatile defender that loves to drive, that loves to play hard. And championship teams need guys like Josh Hart. If I'm the New Orleans Pelicans, I will find every way it is possible to try to re-sign Josh Hart to the New Orleans Pelicans, especially after Josh Hart expressed his interest in staying with this team long term. Now, when you're talking about the future of the New Orleans Pelicans and what they're looking for in order to improve this roster and improve this team into a winning culture, you have to acknowledge the fact that they're going to need a three-point shooter, someone who can space the floor, especially for Zion Williamson and Steven Adams. A defensive presence, someone who can be disruptive on the defensive end to help fix defensive woes they have throughout the game, and especially closing games in the fourth quarter. And someone who's going to work well with Ingram and work well with Zion and just work well with this team. And I feel like they already have that in Lonzo Ball. And I do feel like David Griffin is making a huge mistake and prioritizing Lonzo Ball and focusing on his trade with Lonzo Ball when he should be focusing on getting rid of Eric Bledsoe and J.J. Redick. That would free up a lot of cap space, almost close to $32 million in cap space, just by trading Eric Bledsoe and J.J. Redick. Eric Bledsoe, who's being paid about $18 million right now, and J.J.'s on the contract for about $13 to $16 million right now. And those two, you have to get rid of them because they do not bring a leadership presence. J.J. Redick, he's played his time, man. It's time for him to go to a contender. And Eric Bledsoe, his inconsistencies throughout this entire season is not really helping the New Orleans Pelicans get anywhere. So I do think they can bank on going a different route with these two players and improving their team by trading these two guys. Another issue that David Griffin is making with these two is that he's making it very, very hard for guys to trade for Bledsoe and trade for J.J. Redick. He's putting a very, very high price tag on Eric Bledsoe and J.J. And we know for a fact that these two guys are not in the future plans for the New Orleans Pelicans. So we think we should lighten up. I definitely think David Griffin should lighten up and try to make the trade possibilities of getting Bledsoe and JJ a little bit easier, but still get a solid package. Just don't make it so taxing to where you're thinking you're going to get 4 first-round picks for a Bledsoe or a JJ, because that's not going to happen, and you're going to end up getting rid of these guys in the buyout or getting rid of them for nothing. Now, on the subject of Lonzo Ball being traded, just in February alone, Lonzo Ball was shooting 82% from the free throw line, 47% from 3, 46% from the field, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal per game. And he was just being an all-out complete player in the month of February. He had his inconsistencies in the beginning and some hints of the season, but overall, every year since Lonzo Ball has touched the floor, he has been improving his game. Even against some of the tough teams, like the last time he played Utah, Lonzo Ball had 23 points, 7 rebounds, and 8 assists. And these stats do not really show how disruptive he's been on the court on the defensive end. And the true fact about Lonzo Ball, he's actually guarding the most important player for each team the New Orleans Pelicans play. Now, I understand the fact of David Griffin and our front office feeling like they can get something better for Lonzo Ball. But the New Orleans Pelicans are going on the fact of getting more scoring. They're trying to trade for Kemba Walker. They're trying to trade for Zach LaVine. They're trying to trade for these guys who score the ball better, but they do not play defense. And if defense was our issue, you are doing the total opposite of what you said you want to be fixed. Getting a Zach LaVine and getting a guy like Kemba Walker, yes, you're going to score the ball a lot more. But that defensive presence is going to be a lot worse. I think David Griffin does some interesting trades, and maybe it does work out in the end, because we still had Jrue Holiday for the New Orleans Pelicans. Jrue Holiday is only averaging about 15 points per game, and we would have been paying him 30-something million, which made sense. But now you're saying trade Lonzo.
Stay off the weed. Stay off the damn weed. And they don't listen.
Honestly, do not think we should trade him, because if you're thinking about the next 4 or 5 years, you have to think about the guys who are going to be retiring from the NBA. You got LeBron James going to be out, Chris Paul going to be out, Kyle Lowry's going to be out, maybe Kemba's going to be out, James Harden, who else? Russell Westbrook. These guys are in their 30s, 30 plus, and they're not going to be in the league to see Lonzo Ball at his peak. They may not be in the league to see Lonzo Ball actually grow, and flourish with this team. And that's the issue I think David Griffin is missing, is that time is on his side. If you're not going for a championship this year or next year, there's no need to go after these power caliber players if you're not doing that. We understand you want to get Zion Williamson the championship, but look at the super teams that are out there right now. You have the Brooklyn Nets. Come on, man. That team just has potent power. You have the Lakers, who have LeBron and AD. That team has potent power. You have the Clippers. And if you're not going for that, there's no need to chuck your team and get rid of our future assets when time is on your side. Being patient is on your side. And the issue the New Orleans Pelicans always scream about that they have every year is chemistry. Chemistry. Well, our team needs guys to stay together to build chemistry. We need to build chemistry. We need to build chemistry. My question to David Griffin in our front office: how can you build chemistry if you are always breaking up the team every time something goes wrong? A little thing happens with the New Orleans Pelicans, a little tweak in our offense, a little tweak in our defense, and they're ready to break up the entire team. This is their first year constructed this way. The New Orleans Pelicans need time to gel. Lonzo Ball, Zion Williamson, and Brandon Ingram should be your big three. Now, if you get just an overwhelming offer for Lonzo Ball, then I understand. But if you do not, if it is an okay package, if it is something that is, like just Zach LaVine by itself and you don't really get any assets or anything back from it, you're just getting scoring from Zach, then we're going to need help there, because we're going to need somebody to cover that defensive flaw that we're losing and trading away Lonzo Ball. I honestly think our focus should be Eric Bledsoe and JJ Redick. I think you trade those guys and keep Lonzo Ball. And if you still don't feel the same way about Lonzo Ball, trade him next year, because he'll have a lot of time and he'll be a much more potent trade with 4 or 5 year contract on his belt. You know what I'm saying? Because Lonzo Ball has been improving and he's a very attractive player on the trade market. But my question to you guys, and I'm going to close with this. Do you think the New Orleans Pelicans should trade Lonzo Ball? Now, keeping this in mind, do you think there's a trade that if you do trade Lonzo Ball, you can get something better for him that can go with this team? The team that we have now. I honestly don't know many guys that can shoot the ball really, really well at the guard spot and love to play defense. That's available in the trade. Keep that in mind. Because you're looking at a guy like Steph who likes to play defense. His defense is underrated. You have guys like Patrick Beverly. You have guys like Gary Harris at the guard spot. These guys that actually like to play defense. Marcus Smart. It's not a lot of guys. I do think the New Orleans Pelicans are making a mistake in trying to just get rid of Lonzo Ball. I don't think he should be the priority. I do not think Bledsoe and JJ should be here more than those guys. But whatever's good for your soul, do that. Make sure you drop a like on the video. Let me know what your biggest takeaway was from the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. And let's check out the All-Star break. And y'all already know, go Team KD, because Zion Williamson is on KD team, y'all. So make sure you're rooting for Team KD. I'm going to catch you on the next one. Be cool, be blessed.